First of all, what do you make of Drakeford's legacy and what do you want to see going forward?
Well, I think you break it up into two parts. One, there's the COVID part, which, as you just introduced the piece to the camera, was saying that the Welsh people did get behind him in the measures he took. Now, it's debatable how effective those measures were, because obviously more people died in Wales than any other part of the United Kingdom, but it is a fact that he did gain widespread public support from them. On the second side of the coin, though, there is these crazy policies that have come out recently, such as the 20 MPH across the whole of Wales. Also, 36 more politicians in the building behind me. Whilst NHS waiting times are spiralling out of control, the economy isn't in a good state here in Wales, and education performance has declined if you rank it on international rankings that PISA rankings showed just before Christmas. So on the policy position, it's a very poor legacy, but on a public service, there's a big tick in the box because the Welsh people did vote for him in 2021.
On the 20 miles per hour specifically, it seems that people, when it's in their own road that they live in, are quite happy. It was more of a problem that roads into town centres and whatever, where people weren't living, that it was going to be, actually introduced in September, but being enforced as of yesterday. What are you calling on? Because Vaughan Gething has indicated that they will look at tweaking it potentially.
Well, no one disagrees that outside sensitive sites such as schools, hospitals, care homes, etc., the 20 mph is a sensible traffic calming measure. But the national speed limit that they brought in across the whole of Wales really did test public patience with this policy. And we've just seen come through the doors of this Senedd building over nearly half a million signatures on a petition, the biggest petition the Senedd has ever seen to revoke these measures. And as you said, the incoming First Minister has highlighted that he will have a review of it. I'm sceptical how effective that review will be. We just need to get rid of 20 mph and go back to the sensible policy area, which says that outside sensitive sites, yes, 20 is plenty, but when it comes to the wider network that was historically 30 mph, we need to restore that 30 miles per hour back onto Welsh roads.
20 miles an hour limits, though, are nothing exclusive to Wales. There's a lot of them in urban areas in England as well, aren't there?
There are, but that's the localised nature of the policy in England, whereas here we had last September the national rollout across all roads that were 30 mph down to 20 mph, and 97% of that road network was reduced to 20 miles per hour. That'll have a devastating impact on the economy, even by the Welsh Government's own figures of £9 billion a cost to the Welsh economy, which is something the Welsh economy can ill afford. And it's debatable when you look at other areas in Europe and across the United Kingdom whether it'll have the desired outcomes in saving fatalities and injuries, which we all want to see. So it's not saying that 20 is bad. Outside sensitive sites such as schools, hospitals, care homes, it's a sensible policy. But the national rollout of this policy was a bad policy move by the First Minister and his government, and the people have responded accordingly.
And what do you make of the story in the Telegraph today that children are being allowed to basically choose their gender ID in schools, effectively transition, and their parents knowing absolutely nothing about it? Do you think that can be right?
It's completely wrong. I'm a parent of 4 children myself, and up to the age of 18 you are legally responsible for your child's well-being and welfare, and it's vital that the parent stays at the centre of the decision making along with the child to make sure that the welfare of the children are protected here in Wales. It's a crazy policy area, and I would hope that the incoming First Minister will take a radical look at it and put the safeguards in place that should be required.
And finally, election in the Senedd here in 2026, but a general election coming later this year. Conservative MPs fighting very publicly amongst themselves, thinking about getting rid of Rishi Sunak. What would your message be to them? Your forecast, potentially, Conservatives to lose all the seats in Wales?
For them to shut up, get behind the Prime Minister, start doing the job they're paid to do, which is representing their constituents, and mapping out a positive vision for what the Conservatives will offer at that general election. Because it's only the Conservatives on the side of hard-working people, whether it's in Wales, England, Scotland or Northern Ireland. And when you look at what Keir Starmer said, that Wales would be the blueprint for his UK government, only look at 1 in 4 people on a waiting list in Wales, educational standards in free fall, and the economy sadly not performing, and take-home wages £3,000 less than other parts of the United Kingdom. That's the blueprint Keir Starmer's working to. So pull your fingers out, Conservative MPs, get behind the Prime Minister, and let's win the next general election.